Did you know that every potential client that you talk to has three alternatives to hiring you, and that there's a way that you can help them see that all three of those alternatives are the wrong choice for them to make? That's what we're going to cover in this video today. I'm Lori Reeves, founder and CEO of Brand Strength and the creator of Brand School. I help coaches, consultants, and other professional service providers who struggle to consistently reach their revenue goals understand where their marketing isn't working so they can fix the problems and finally reach more of the people they're destined to help and hit those revenue goals consistently. So let's talk today about the three alternatives every potential client you talk to has to hiring you. The first alternative to hiring you is doing absolutely nothing and not solving their problem. That is a real alternative. How many times have you seen something, you know you should fix it, you just don't fix it? It happens, right? That is one of the alternatives to not hiring you. The second alternative to hiring you is trying to put together a DIY solution, trying to solve the problem for themselves. Now, this could come in the form of doing a lot of research, buying some different products, watching YouTube videos, whatever it is that they think they need to do to solve the problem without having to pay a big sum of money to one person to solve their problem. The third alternative to hiring you is hiring somebody who does something similar to what you do. Okay, so you do have competitors and they are offering something. Now, whether they're a true competitor to you is optional. They could be a true competitor, they could not be offering something that's as good as what you are offering. But if you're not communicating how you're so much better than your competitors to your potential clients, they don't see that difference. So to them, in their eyes, you do have a competitor that's basically a side-by-side analysis, and a lot of times when somebody goes with another person or company who is doing something that appears similar to what you're doing, it's because the price is lower. So let's talk about how you can make sure you're communicating to your clients, your potential clients, that you know that they have these three alternatives and that they should not choose one of them. And the way to do that is by talking about the problems, what those problems can solve, and the results that come about from each one of those options. So you're basically talking about the disadvantages of going with one of those three ideas. Okay, so you need to look at them one at a time. So there are problems that come about from not solving the problem at all, right? What are those problems? What's related? What could happen if you don't solve that problem, not only with that area of your life or business, but in other areas that are also connected? So if you have an anger problem and you decide not to work on it, not to hire somebody to help you with that, that anger problem can affect you at home, it can affect you at work, it can affect you legally, it can affect you in lots of ways, right? So what are the problems of not solving the problem? What other problems arise? And what could those problems cause? And we're talking about not solving the problem. It could cause more, stress, frustration, headaches. It can cause a lot of things to not solve that problem. And what is the result of that? If you don't solve your problem, here is the result, okay? The next thing that we talked about is trying to DIY a solution. What are the problems that are associated with DIYing a solution? One of them that I can think of is immediately it's going to take you longer to try to solve the problem on your own than it would for you to hire somebody and completely take care of that problem for you. Again, what would those problems cause trying to DIY a solution? What is the result of trying to DIY a solution? The more you can clearly define what the disadvantage is of each three of these opportunities for them to choose another way besides hiring you, you're showing them that there is a disadvantage to not going with you. Now, if you watched my video from last week, we talked about how you can amplify what you want them to understand by moving forward with you are the advantages of that, of all of your features and your benefits. So if you didn't watch that video, head on over there. It's a short video that I released last week, but you'll see how to amp up their desire for what you're offering. And this is a way to help them then realize how big of a detriment it would be to them to choose one of the 3 alternatives to hiring you by highlighting the disadvantages that those options cause. And when you're talking about the advantages that exist through hiring you, and reminding them of the pain of the disadvantages that would occur if they went with one of their other 3 options, then you have a really cohesive and compelling marketing message for anything that you're selling. So I want you to think through what, obviously not doing something, there are problems with that, but I want you to clearly define so that you can specifically talk with your customer and show them that you understand what they're going through and what they will continue to go through, or the worst things they could experience if they do nothing. The same with if they try to DIY a solution. Maybe you have customers who've come to you because they tried to DIY something, they had this horrible result, and then once they came to you, they got their problem solved. So you want to use these stories so that people can really put themselves in the shoes of somebody who, first of all, if you're talking about the advantages of what you're doing, help them dream a little bit and take on that persona of the person who has already achieved that result and that has gotten that advantage. And you also want them to go deep into what it would feel like to have these disadvantages of not going with you, so that they can really truly feel that and know that's not the way they want to feel, and so they want to move forward with you. So I hope this was helpful. This helps you kind of understand how you need to connect all the dots with your potential clients so that you're covering everything that you can to help them see the big picture of what you're offering, what your expertise is, and how well you know them and what will happen no matter which direction they go, so they know that you're the expert that they can rely on and they feel comfortable moving forward with you. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel because I release one every week to help you build a stronger business that helps you consistently meet your revenue goals. I'll see you in the next video.